Hi, this is Naomi of Sword and Steel, and let's go through the General's Handbook 2020. There's some new stuff in here. So when you get the General's Handbook 2020, you also get the pitch battle profiles for 2020, which is basically all of the points values that changed with errata over the last year. Also, every single model that you can currently play in pitched battles, so in match play games, is written in here. If it isn't written here, you may not be able to play it. And they have asterisks next to every one that has changed since they put out the pitch battle profile for 2019. They also have noted all of the different allies that each of the different armies can play with. And I completely missed it the first time around, but do you see Gotrek Gurnison? You can include, Gotrek Gurnison as an allied unit in any army that is a faction from the Order Grand Alliance. If you do so, you cannot include any other allied units in the army. You can include Gotrek Gurnison in a pitched battle or meeting engagement, even if his point costs exceed the amount allowed for allied units. So I completely missed that when I got to Gotrek Gurnison, which is fantastic. Yay! And it shows you Legends pitch battle profiles. So these are the profiles of pieces that you once were able to play in matched play, and now they have gone in the way you can play them in open play, but they are basically obsolete in match play games. And that is what comes in the pitch battle profiles when you get your General's Handbook. There are a couple new things in here as well. So we have all of our previous battle plans, and we have all of our previous meeting engagements, and our how to play match play games. One thing I was wondering about when they put out the new rules for Warhammer 40k 9th edition and the new table sizes, I was wondering if this book would show that Age of Sigmar has new table sizes as well for match play games, but that is not the case. The Age of Sigmar is currently still 48 inches by 72 inches or 4 foot by 6 foot sizes. Now what this does have is it has the open play games. It has the Skies of Slaughter style of play, which is a 1v1 flying combat with all of its own rules and all of its own war scrolls for all of the various flyers in Age of Sigmar. It's 1v1. This was previously presented in a White Dwarf last year or very early this year. And it was presented in 2 White Dwarfs, all of the rules, and now we've got all of the rules in your nice, handy General's Handbook 2020. I haven't had a chance to try this out, but I have got to do it. It seems like great fun. It has its own sky battle plans and campaigns, and again, its own specialized war scrolls, so that you can play your Lord Celestant on Stardrake versus a Dreadlord on Black Dragon, or an Achelian Leviathan, or Frostheart Phoenix, Argonaut Frigate, or Argonaut Ironclad. It's 1v1. I imagine it would be a very quick game, I'm assuming. And I can't wait to try it out. We've got the Open War Coalition Battle Generator with its objectives and twists. We've got narrative play games, Coalition of Death. This section introduces a few easy modifications to the core rules to allow battles between 2 sides of players referred to as coalitions. The Anvil of Apotheos. You build your own hero from, they have their stats, they have their weapons, have keywords, spell possibilities. They could have bestial companions, and they can have character enhancements and abilities. And it says that once you've created your hero, you're ready to fight them in narrative play battles. Of course, it would be more designed towards campaign games and open play games, but for match play, it does say using these heroes in match play is strictly a house rule and requires your opponent's permission. If you do so, count the number of destiny points you have spent on your hero and multiply the total by 10. This is the pitched battle's points cost of that hero. In addition, your hero has the leader battlefield role unless it has the monster keyword, in which case it has the leader and behemoth battlefield roles. So this is really cute. You can build your own hero. Makes you want to play a campaign and, you know, start off with your hero and they go through all sorts of trials and tribulations. Sounds like fantastic fun. These are pictures of the Warhammer crowd making their own heroes and backstories for the heroes and stats. Look at that. They're basically kit bashing their own creations. Alright, match play games. We have picking your army. It's all basically the same as the pitch battle is fought on a 48 inches by 72 inches board. The players must first set up objective markers, and then the terrain features for the battlefield on the battlefield. After the objectives have been placed, each player must pick 5 terrain features from the list to the right, 3 from the primary list, and 2 from the secondary list. And now they have updated these terrain lists to have Warcry stuff in there, which is cute. Warcry statue head, Warcry rune, Warcry barricades, and Wildwood, Warcry bell tower in the primary list. It's quite cute. The terrain features must be set up more than 3 inches from the edge of the battlefield, more than 3 inches from any objectives, and more than 6 inches from any other terrain features. Sometimes this will make it impossible for a terrain feature to be set up. In this case, it is not used. But for faction terrain, they gave it a lot more freedom. In a pitched battle, faction terrain must be set up more than 3 inches from any other terrain features, and more than 1 inch from any objectives, in addition to any other restrictions that apply. And we've got our damned, arcane, inspiring, deadly, mystical, sinister, overgrown, entangling, volcanic, commanding, healing, and nullification. So I haven't noticed any changes other than the errata and new additions, which is always nice. All these objectives, all these battle plans seem to be the same as the previous ones. And we've got our meeting engagements. I'll be playing through and finding out if there are any differences. Pitch Battle Coalition of Death. To play a Pitch Battle Coalitions of Death game, you must have 4 players split into 2 coalitions using any method preferred. And our coalition matrix suggesting who can be, what armies can be allies and what armies cannot be allies. The Realm of Battle rules. So if you want to play in a realm of battle, you choose Akshi or Shaman, Gur, Gyrin, Haish, Shaish, Ulgu. And this one's interesting. It has auxiliary objectives. In a match play game, after setup is complete, but before the players determine who has the first turn, each player must pick 2 auxiliary objectives to apply to their army for the battle. Once both players have picked their auxiliary objectives, they must reveal them to each other simultaneously. So let's have a look and see. In a match play game, if you complete more auxiliary objectives than your opponent, you count the result of a draw for the battle as a minor victory instead. Which makes sense particularly for if you are in a timed game in a tournament and it doesn't seem like you're going to be able to finish the primary objective and win a major victory, then you might be able to win through these auxiliary objectives, which is neat. For example, let's have a look. All right, the aggressor. You complete this auxiliary objective if you control all of the objectives wholly within your opponent's territory. This does not include objectives located on the borderline of a territory. Cool. Assassinate. When you reveal this auxiliary objective, your opponent must pick one unit in their starting army that is a hero. You complete this auxiliary objective if that hero is slain before the end of the battle. The bait. When you reveal this auxiliary objective, you must pick one friendly unit in your starting army. You complete this auxiliary objective if that unit is destroyed by an enemy unit before the end of the third battle round. Oh, it's called the bait, of course. Cornered. You complete this auxiliary objective if you have 2 or more friendly units within 3 inches of the same enemy hero at the end of the turn. Defender. You complete this auxiliary objective if there are no enemy units wholly within your territory at the end of the battle. Domination. You complete this auxiliary objective if 3 or more enemy units are destroyed in the same turn. Grudge. When you reveal this auxiliary objective, you must pick one enemy hero in your opponent's starting army and one friendly hero in your starting army. You complete this auxiliary objective if that enemy hero is slain by an attack made by a melee weapon by that friendly hero. And so on. Now it says in a match play game, if you complete more auxiliary objectives than your opponent, you count the result of a draw for the battle as a minor victory instead. Let's see. Scorched Earth. How do you win? At the end of each of their turns, each player scores 1 victory point for each objective they control. Starting from the second battle round, at the end of each of their turns, a player can raise an objective they control in enemy territory. An objective in enemy territory cannot be raised while there is an enemy leader unit within 6 inches of it. Huh. I don't remember that being the case. Scorched Earth. Yep, that is different. Oh, updates. I did not notice if this was in an errata somewhere. I did not notice it. If they do so, they score D3 victory points instead of 1, but the objective is removed from play. If a player controls an objective in an enemy territory, while there is a friendly leader unit within 6 inches of it, they score one additional victory point when it is raised. Okay, that's cool. An update to Scorched Earth. Knife to the Heart. Starting from the third battle round, one player immediately wins a major victory if they control both objectives. If neither player has won a major victory by the end of the battle, each player checks to see how many... Okay, so never mind. There is a big difference. Knife to the Heart. So previously, if neither player has won by the end of the 5th battle round, or the amount of time allocated for the battle runs out, then each player adds up the points value of any enemy unit that has been destroyed during the battle. If one player has a higher total, they win a minor victory. So that's where it used to be in most everything here. And now they've changed it to auxiliary objectives. So these are more important than I originally thought. Auxiliary objectives. Objectives. If one player has completed more auxiliary objectives than their opponent, they win a minor victory. If both players have completed the same number of auxiliary objectives, the battle is a draw. Okay, cool. Alright, how about you? Total Conquest. The player with the most victory points at the end of the battles wins. These are the ways that you get victory points. If the players are tied, they check how many auxiliary objectives they have. Awesome. Battle for the Pass. Most victory points win. If the players are tied, check auxiliary objectives. Check auxiliary objectives. Okay, so they've removed killing more of your opponents, and instead you have auxiliary objectives. I do like that. That is cool. That's quite cool. have to go through and see what other changes are in the various battle plans, but that would be an enormous change. Let's go back to those auxiliary objectives and finish reading them, shall we? Alright, we are on Grudge. Now, Headhunter. You complete the auxiliary objective if all of the leader units in your opponent's starting army are destroyed before the end of the battle. Cool. Invader. You complete this auxiliary objective if at the end of the battle you have more friendly units wholly within your opponent's territory than your opponent has wholly within your territory. Pillage. When you reveal this auxiliary objective, you must pick one terrain feature wholly within your opponent's territory. You complete this auxiliary objective if you have a friendly unit with a combined wounds characteristic of 5 or more within 3 inches of that terrain feature at the end of any battle round. This auxiliary objective cannot be completed using a unit that was set up on the battlefield in the same battle round, right? Cool. And both players get 2. Prey on the Weak. You complete this auxiliary objective if all of the battle line units in your opponent's starting army are destroyed before the end of the battle. If all of the battle line units, okay, yeah. Prized Possession. When you reveal this auxiliary objective, you must pick one friendly hero with an artifact of power in your starting army. You complete this auxiliary object if that hero has not been slain at the end of the battle. Cool. I think I'd like that one. That one seems to me like an easy one to complete. Well, just for the way that, I guess it depends on my army, but I was thinking Sylvaneth. If I wanted to, I could make it very difficult to kill off my my Tree Lord Ancient. Seize Ground. When you reveal this auxiliary objective, you must pick one terrain feature that is not within your territory. You complete this auxiliary objective if you have 1 or more friendly units within 3 inches of that terrain feature at the end of the 4th battle round. Very specific. This could be a very handy way of using the reserves. They just go around seizing objectives. It does add a complexity to the game just in the terms of tactics. These are nice. I hope they come out with, since it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Be nice if they had a little 18 cards for this sort of thing. I guess I'll have to make my own. Alright. Territorial. When you reveal this auxiliary objective, you must pick one objective on the battlefield. You complete this auxiliary objective if you control that objective at the end of 2 consecutive battle rounds. Cool, that could be situationally quite straightforward. When do you decide again? In a match play game, after setup is complete, but before the players determine who has the first turn. Okay, so you get to see everything. Vengeful Counter. You complete this auxiliary objective if any enemy units are destroyed in the same turn that any friendly units are destroyed. Well, that's kind of cute. That's that. Alright, so now a key part of play. I'll have to go through these quite thoroughly to see what has changed and what is the same, but yeah, that's would be the big changes. So big changes in this book are the fact that we've got a whole new way of playing in that book. We've got auxiliary objectives, which is very key to playing, which the auxiliary objectives makes tactics more important than they were before anyway. I like that. I like it. It balances things. It gives everyone a chance. I like it. Very much so. Conquest Unbound. Pitch Battle Tournament Packs. Okay, so how to play the various tournaments and team format battles, tournaments, open war army generators. It's cute, and there we go. So I like these changes. I definitely like the idea of the auxiliary objectives. Over in Warhammer 40k, they have secondary objectives now. These ones definitely are different from that, where the secondary objectives of 40k gain you victory points. And these ones just, if you don't complete the primary objective, if no one wins with a major victory, then you have an opportunity to succeed with an auxiliary objective if you get more than your opponent and you both have the ability to get up to 2. I am excited to see how that is going to play out. It really will switch things up a bit for sure. I like it. I do. What do you think of the addition of auxiliary objectives, or did you prefer it the previous way? Me, I am optimistic. I think it's going to turn out great. I also like the fact that they have the one-on-one flying combat. You spend so much time painting it. It is great to see it on one-to-one combat. I'm going to crunch those rules. Just haven't had the time really to crunch the new rules when it came out in the White Dwarf. But I absolutely want to give that a go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you did and you found it useful. Let me know again how you like the auxiliary objectives and what other aspects of the game you're excited to try out. What are you most excited to play? What army have you been dying to play against someone? Let me know in the comments below. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!